Quick disclaimer before the video starts, I didn't know about an actual in-game day tracker on the F3 menu because I didn't even know the look there until someone in my Twitch chat told me, but this was already after I was like on day 70 in the video when I was on day 49 in the game. But this will be corrected in future videos and I'll make sure to check it more often so I am more accurate with the positioning of the days. Anyways, I'll let you enjoy the video now. Can I survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft? Also, if you're enjoying the video, if you do enjoy the video, you can support me by just subscribing and leaving a like. Thanks. I'll see you guys later. So I loaded on in, and it was I took a good on look. Before then, I started making a furnace and started working on getting the pickaxe upgrades immediately, and then gathered some coal. Yeah, nothing really special right there. I then decided to get myself a stone sword and shovel to help with future endeavors, and then set off on my journey. I set up a smoker in the swamp that I found and cooked my food, and then I took a look at the mountains, taking in where to set up my house, and then started moving. And also I'll need the sugarcane, because I'll need it to make books. Let's see, that mountain looks very promising. Why don't we go and set up over there and start building around that mountain. During the process of setting up the perimeter for my house, an enderman attacked me. I had looked at it unintentionally, so it popped me down to 5 hearts. What the fuck did what did I do to piss him off? What did I do to piss off this enderman? After that close encounter with the Enderman and losing half my health, and he finally decided to calm down. So I decided to get to work on a tree farm just off the edge of my house here. It wasn't too much, but it was an honest work. There we go. For day 2, I decided to head on down and look for some iron. I found this cave that I'm walking through, but it didn't have any, so I decided to go and begin setting up the strip mine for diamonds. On the way down, I did manage to find some iron though, so I am quite happy with that. I grabbed it and I kept on digging down. While digging in the strip mine in the way that's the most effective, I managed to find some diamonds. Oh nice, find diamonds. I think that's an 8. It turns out that I had found an 8 stack of diamonds, so I quickly dropped the diorite and picked it up, and then quickly made my way back to base and began work on crafting a diamond pickaxe. And that made me set to go to the Nether. Towards the end of the first stream, I got revenge on the Enderman that attacked me earlier. What a combo. On day 3, I got a new follower on my Twitch. Yes, I was live streaming this. Link is in the description.
How'd you end up in here?
Oh, well, I tried to start a revolution but didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anyone turned up.
I also caught a fish in a bucket. I decided to strip mine some more, spent about 10 minutes doing that, and also during the course of it I found another couple of diamonds. Oh, hey, look, some diamonds. I love how I find diamonds just by instinct. It was only 1, but it still counts. I already found I actually found a full 8 stack last stream, which I turned into a diamond pickaxe. Just as day 4 was beginning, I was making an underground forward operating base with a couple of chests to store some stuff in, and then kept digging for a couple of while, finding some more iron and coal, and then I found it. Here we go, found it. I had found lava. This was important. I needed this to make obsidian, but I first had to secure it. The problem was that I didn't know how deep it went. So I used the bucket of water to make obsidian and then see if it went down. And then I had to play a very dangerous game of lava block Jenga with this obsidian. Safe to say, I was focused and I didn't say much during this part of the live stream, but I will say that it was definitely tense. There were moments where there was a moment where lava splashed me almost splashed me in the face, but in the end, it did turn out to be worth it for a multitude of reasons. Not only did I manage to acquire the obsidian that I was looking to make the portal to the Nether, I also managed to bag some more diamonds to make chest piece. Oh, okay. This has just been made worth it. Need to clean. But yeah, this was probably the most entertaining part of day 4 and 5. I spent 2 entire days just strip mining for this obsidian. Towards the end of the night on day 5, I made the second oak door to finish my house, and then I turned the diamonds I got into a diamond chestplate, and then I waited for a creeper to walk away from my house so I could actually get some sleep and proceed on to the next day. Sleeping is lovely. At the beginning of day 6, I crafted the bow and then went outside to the logs to collect more wood from the trees, and then used the logs to extend the bridge I was making to my new farm and to make it more safer for me to traverse. And then I spent the rest of day 6 cleaning out the rest of the farm, and it essentially led into the evening. And there wasn't much for me to do, and I didn't want to die stupidly to creepers while cleaning out the farm, so I just made the safe decision to retreat back after gathering some more birch wood, and then take a rest. Day 7 was the busiest day by far. I made some oak stairs and decided to finish off the house roof look. So it took me a while. I also topped up the side platforms, making it safer. Had to take down a piece of fence to actually get at the rest of the house, and then finish it off around the back. Thankfully, I wasn't jumped by anything during the rest of this building process. I then had the idea to make a automated composter, so I also started work on the basement. It took literally almost the entirety of day 7, building, getting wood, and mining this. I'm gonna also use this opportunity to say, if you are enjoying this is my first time ever doing something like a voiceover. If you do enjoy it, then again, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe. And anyway, pretty much I got the composter all set up and even had the brainstorm. Oh yeah, and then I can place the chests up there. And then by the end of day 7, I just put some stuff in the chest and then decided to take a rest. It was well deserved after a day of hard work. Okay, day 8. I made a couple of iron shovels and then made my way to the farm, taking note of a cow I saw for a possible leather farm, and then I began working on the farm. Yeah, I really did spend almost all of day 8 getting this done. I just want to take this moment to say that I really haven't done anything of this skill before, so if you really do enjoy the effort that I put into this, then please do subscribe. I really want to grow this channel, which is the main reason why I'm doing this. Anyway, after about 15 minutes of digging, I finally got up, made a pillar, and put the water down, got it flowing. Yeah. I then started working on getting the water in a more stable flowing way so I can cover more of the dirt. Safe to say this took a while, as there was a lot of different aspects to take into account, such as the water not flowing the correct way. And also I found out that I can just record on a second track, which is why you're not going to hear more game audio over the voiceover. But it took almost the rest of the day just to fix up the water flows and get them into favorable positions. As you can see, it's just started now to go down, just as I got a stable level of flow. So I then decided to put up some torches to mark it and keep some light around it so no creepers spawn. And then decided to head back, marking my bridge with torches to stop stuff from spawning on it. And then made a quick use and checked if my composter was working. It does work, good. Perfect. And after that, since it did work, all I wanted to do was take a quick stock of my inventory, store away all the dirt to make sure I had only the useful stuff in my hand. You may have noticed, why do I have a bunch of pickaxes? Well, it's because of strip mining. I strip mine a lot, so I take a lot of pickaxes to save me time. Anyway, after taking stock and turning some birch wood into birch planks, I decided to go for a sleep. Okay, day 9, really important because that tomorrow or the next day I was going to go to the Nether. So I just used the opportunity to finally finish the farm after making some torches, and I even made an iron hoe to speed up to till the land, make sure it was all nice and fertile for when I came home. It took a while, but I also made some extra waterways using the main ones to create more places for the water to flow freely. I then made my way back and began preparing the platform for the Nether portal. It took about maybe the rest of day 9 to get this all sorted out. I got only half of it done, but then I had to grab some more birch wood. So I quickly took some time to cut down the birch wood. After acquiring some birch wood, I then just decided to finish off the platform. This is sped up because this took actually quite a few moments of me trying not to fall over. I made sure I had a second layer to stop me from just walking off in case my frame rates had a spike. So what I did afterwards was just make the place look nice, you know? You're living in a home, you want it to look nice. So I spent some time just flattening the ground to make a nice platform to the bridge. Or the first bridge I ever made. And then, during the sunset, I started working on the portal. But then I realized I'd placed the portal a bit accidentally. I was one short from the proper usage. However, I had an easy solution. I just mined. I just spent time mining. I may have screwed it up a little bit, but I can just mine it. After breaking the block and replacing it with wood, I then finished the portal. And it was just in time too. I lit that bad boy up and I went on home and went to sleep because I didn't want to be caught out too late. Okay, day 10. Pretty normal day. Almost got ambushed by a creeper while checking out the farm. It almost exploded. Luckily, I hit it with a crit, but as you heard, my axe broke, so I just finished it off with a sword. It's also safe to say I didn't like how the edge was very uneven, so what I spent a few moments of day 10 doing was making that even out. And also I was planning on putting a fence on it later, to make sure it was working. Speaking of fences, I decided to actually craft some and then make my way out onto my bridge and start making it safer. Because I knew eventually there was going to be something that would catch me out on this bridge and push me off and I would fall to my death. Due to it being amplified, that was not a good sign because of how high up I was. Luckily there was water nearby, in case I did fail. I decided now was the time to finally recon where I was in the Nether via the portal. You know what, before I continue building, let's take a look inside. I got my flint and steel on me. Let's see where we will end up. After entering, I knew this was going to be a hard task to find the Nether Fortress because it spawned me in a soul sand valley, and these were on the amplified setting, so things were much larger in the Nether. If I can get down there, I could probably get a better view around me, and also grab the bone blocks for the bone meal. With that said, I immediately started gathering some soil and began making my way downstairs. But as long as I'm not near Crimson Forest, because that's where the hoglins will start spawning. If you haven't seen my video on the hardcore video of the Bastion party, that's sort of how I died last time, 2 hoglins. Also make sure I have... And we went on down. I made a bridge and I made a security bunker along the way to help ensure that I had a point of defense. So when I ran up, at least any gas that showed up wouldn't have had a full chance of hitting me right away. But as I soon found out, taking down gas actually became very easy. So right now I was just building this soul sand bunker and then began making my way onto the thing and started exploring. There's a very important thing to note as well. Sultan Valleys are very dangerous in hardcore, specifically because of the skeleton spawns and the fire rate at which the skeletons shoot you. Do not let this be a fate of many, because even in the Nether, the piglins also slightly reload the crossbows faster, and obviously that can be a bad thing. Alright. The gold into the hotbar here, because we got piglins to trade with, but also skeletons to shoot. And it is visible, I just need to make a... Yeah, this is probably the best thing to do. I always do this, and it's make a pillar. So I can go which direct with. After placing the beacon, I gathered some gold and killed a couple of more mobs before I ran into my first piglin. At first he was obviously very angry, but then I showed him I had the goods that he loved, so he picked it up. One other thing I took into account though, and I realized the last second, was the little guys pick up stuff too. No. And it was kind of funny. You are not picking anything up. Not for you. Grab these bone blocks while I'm here. As long as I... Also, grab a bunch of these, because whenever I get a brewing stand going... As I was leaving, a ghast decided to say hello, so I returned the favor and returned its projectile in a pretty awesome way. Hey. Aha! I will take that tier, because that is a regeneration potion. I went back up to the portal. Along the way, I decided to spruce up my soil bunker, making it look a little bit more professional and protected. And then I just went through the portal, did some quick inventory checks, and then went to sleep. Day 11, another productive day. I made some more gold ingots. I turned all the bone blocks that I got in the Nether into bone meal and began making a lot of seeds for the farm. Luckily, well, unluckily, the seeds were keeping me so distracted that I almost didn't even see a creeper walking right up to me. Oh, hey creeper, how you doing? Good. After dealing with the creeper, I just spent about half the day just filling in the rest of the farm with seeds and growing them. I even managed to make myself at least 32 or 23 pieces of bread. Anyway, I went straight back to the Nether after getting this bread because I had one objective and one objective only: find the Nether fortress. I scouted everywhere for one, but I couldn't find it in the surrounding areas. And even then, another ghast tried to attack me. I'm getting very good at that. I spent the rest of day 11 and day 12 in this Nether looking for it. I spent almost 2 full days trying to find this Nether fortress without any real success. I crafted another beacon so I could mark my way back as I kept going. Towards the end of day 12 in the Nether, I angered a trio of piglins, and one of them had an enchanted sword, which was very dangerous. Ooh. Fire aspect. No. That's why I was hesitant to go up against him there, because I didn't know what enchantment he had. Turns out he has fire aspect. That's an interesting piglin. The ghasts are everywhere, trust me. I've never seen so many ghasts. I'm getting good at hitting the reflex. There we go. It also turns out that piglins become the master of stealth whenever you are mining their gold. Yeah, you run away from them. A couple more melee piglins attacked me, so I made a big brain play. Run to the zombie piglin. Remember when I said piglins become the master of stealth? Yeah, one just snuck up on me like that. They are so fast and so silent. They're more sneakier than creepers. Day 13. I had been in here for 3 days now and still had not made any sighting of the Nether Fortress. I had to go even further into the Nether to find it. I grabbed some glowstone dust along the way to help make some easier towers and beacons for my path.
Yeah.
Towards the end of day 13 in the Nether, I almost had a sticky situation on my hands.
That was a nice spawn of the ghast there, right there. Let's just wait a second. I'm just going to hide.
After surviving that encounter, I just started digging up to the surface again through the safety of the Netherrack, taking precautions as I know there can be lava hidden within here. The piglins could hear me and they were trying to find a way to get to me, but they couldn't. I was stealing their gold and escaping them at the same time. When I reached the surface, it turns out there was a party waiting for me of 3 Endermen.
Oh shit, what happened? Well, this is an interesting development. All of these guys decided to show up.
I killed the magma cube as it resulted in a couple more levels, or at least 1 more level from getting all the XP. And then I realized towards the end of the day I needed to get an enchantment table built at some point in the future. I had retreated to the portal and I cleared out the soul sand from one side and replaced it with something smoother, like soul soil and glowstone. When I returned, it was day, which meant it was day 14. I put the ghast here in the chest, turned the nuggets into golden ingots. I then took the glowstone and spruced up the platform a little bit more, creating some more light. And then I grabbed the sugarcane and started making my way down to make a sugarcane farm down by the massive lake to the south. And I did that by making a massive leap into the water. I started digging out the grass blocks and placed down new ones and started planting the sugarcane, waiting for them to grow. After sugarcane farming, I went into this sunken ship, but unfortunately there was nothing in it. It was just inside the wall. I decided to use the wood to make a boat, and then started preparing for a massive adventure in the future once I have acquired the blaze rods. During the night, I spent almost all night out swimming, rowing the boat and exploring, making sure the surrounding area of my home was safe. And so I spent all of the rest of day 14 just swimming around, making sure I had a good place to look for. Day 15, killed some fish and managed to save a dolphin from drowning on the land, and I just made a water elevator, and that was pretty much it for day 15. Nothing much happened that day. Day 16, just battled with a ghast, killed it very easily, found another piglin which I could trade with, and in this case he got a friend over, and I also managed to get some soul speed boots as well. Here's for those boots. Towards the end of day 16, I went deeper into the Nether. Safe to say, it was kind of scary. I had found a different portion of the same soul sand valley I was at before, but thankfully I had soul speed on my boots this time, so I could quickly traverse the terrain. It would be day 17 in the Nether, and I would come across a lava ocean, which would let me know that the Nether Fortress might be somewhere nearby. I didn't notice that my shield durability was low, so I had figured that out the hard way.
I am so good at this block game. Oh. Oh god. There goes my end. Alright. Do you want to eat the fish, please? There we go. I guess it was because I was on soul soil. I couldn't eat it as quick.
After escaping punishment, I immediately retreated back to base and made myself a new shield. And then I just spent the rest of day 17 just finishing off the farm and planting the rest of the seeds. So it turns out that I actually missed a day in one of the earlier videos, so we are actually on day 21. For day 21, I gathered a multitude of sugarcane, created a enchanted table, and began work extending the house and making an enchanting room. I placed down the table and then chopped down some trees for the rest of the day to get planks. I then worked on extending the house walls and extending the roof so I could actually have protection while inside. And then I made the planks and books into bookshelves at the end of the day and placed them down. During the night of day 21, I extended and readjusted the wall of the enchanted room to make sure that it was actually proper coordination with the enchanted table in the center of the room. And then I enchanted my first pickaxe and got Unbreaking 1 and Efficiency 2.
Oh, I got Efficiency 2 on it as well. Nice. Perfect.
On day 22, I gathered some coal to make some torches and then went into the Nether again. I spent day 22 and day 23 trading with the piglins and searching for a Nether fortress. And on day 24, I found it.
I found it. Nice. Found the fortress. That's really good.
I spent the rest of day 24 and pretty much day 25 and 26 getting into this fortress and getting all my required tasks done. Here's some of that progress in the form of highlights.
Oh geez, here comes all the fire. Hello boys. You need to go. You are the threat. Right, got it. Place some lights here so in case they spawn. Eat. I also should grab these. These will come in. Everything's growing inside this fortress. Okay, there's the way to the spawner. Good. How dare you rise up? Dude, come down. I need to speak to you. Perfect. Also, if you're wondering why I'm here right now, it's because I'm getting these blaze rods so I can kill the dragon.
I spent a lot of days in this fortress, cleaning it out and preparing to set up the blaze spawner to properly farm it in the future for when I needed more blaze powder. I also found out fire resistant potions actually work against the blaze balls.
So I do not wish to die. Oh, it doesn't even affect me. However, I think the biggest threat that will affect me are those skeletons.
So I spent all of day 27 and day 28 working on getting this set up and clearing it out and filling it in. And then on my way back, after having set it out towards the end of day 28, I almost just died to a wither skeleton.
Oh, I hear you. Go around this corner. Hey! Eight. Okay, I'm just gonna chill for a second. Recover some health. And then just retreat. Just get out of here.
So I did just that. I made my way out of there, and it was a bit of a journey. I had some run-in with some piglins and a couple of skeletons on the way back, but I didn't really die much. I got another gas tier, and I made my way back. And the reason why I went back to get a couple of extra blaze rods as well, I didn't show it, but I went back to get like another 2, was because I needed to make a brewing stand, which is why I went all the way back. And when I reached the portal and went through it, it was day 29.
Artist who's going to be next week when he streams is going to be drawing the Ender siblings. So I guess that includes Suki as well.
I turned the ender pearls I got into Eyes of Ender, and then made the brewing stand and began work for a room downstairs.
I can do a room in here, right here. Perfect.
I filled the room out with soul sand and then put in the neverwarts that I collected from the fortress. I made some water bottles, making sure to make some more for actual potions, and then I started brewing. And by the end of this, I had brewed 3 potions of regeneration and 3 potions of strength, making sure to use redstone on the strength potions to make them last longer, and the glowstone to make it last more powerful.
Okay.
I then went out to repair the bridge, but got attacked by phantoms, which was new, and because I realized I hadn't slept because I spent so much time in the Nether.
Oh, perfect.
I quickly dispatched them and got rid of them, and took their membranes, which could be useful later when I decided to look for an elytra. And then I went to sleep after. Day 30, I crafted an anvil, acquired some more wood from my wood farm, repaired and readjusted the platform to better fit what I had in mind, and then went back into the Nether. In the Nether, I found enough gold to create 20 gold ingots, and then I searched for a piglin and lured them into the standard piglin trade mechanic that everyone uses as a speedrunner nowadays.
What was that spawn? Well, another gas tier. I'll take it.
And then I got 2 more ender pearls, and then I decided to make my way back home, and that was the end for what happened on day 30. Day 31, I decided to change the tree garden into a proper storage facility for all my future resources.
Actually, wait, this can just be...
It took me all of day 31 and day 32, and even during day 32, I even ran into some pillagers for the first time, so I
Actually, yeah,
decided
that's
to go
pretty
and
good.
greet them.
Wait a moment, there's some pillagers down there. What on earth are the pillagers doing here? Wow.
After killing the pillagers, I decided to return to building the walls and the roof for the house, and spent the rest of the night in day 32, harvesting the farm. For day 33, I didn't exactly know what to do, so all I did was gather some more wood, but towards the end of it, I did decide to go and get some sand to finish off the windows for the storage room, and then I harvested some of the sugarcane down at the fields to make some more books and paper. Alright, the next few days are going to be pretty boring, as I mostly was gathering wood and resources. On day 34 and 35, I just gathered some wood around the farm, and then made some more chests and began filling up the room. I then brewed some extra potions and then went to sleep while they were brewing. Okay, day 35. Nothing much happened here as well. Moved some stuff into the chest and made my way down to the strip mine and began strip mining for about 4 days. During the strip mining, I found 2 sets of diamonds in the same cave.
Ooh. Ooh, that's really good actually. Holy god.
And then I went back to strip mining for the rest of the 4 to 5 days I spent down here.
I'll like build up, make like a giant support, 4 giant support beam.
As I was getting to the end of day 40 after all the strip mining, I decided to finally finish off the fencing along my platform and make it safer. And during that time, there was a creeper that somehow snuck into my house.
In my house? How did you get in my house actually? You just... How did you get... Did you spawn in my house? How did it end up in my house?
After some quick renovation, I went to sleep. Day 41, I decided to finally repair and place all the fences down, finishing off the safety of the platform. I then crafted a new shield to replenish my old one, and then I made a side door, and then I went to sleep because tomorrow was a big day. Day 42 marked the beginning of the Stronghold Hunt. I threw an Eye of Ender and then began rowing after it, making sure to make a beacon lying along the way. Also along the way, I discovered a sunken ship and a creeper that was hiding inside it that almost killed me.
Holy shit, that creeper though. the hell were you doing down there?
I made a new beacon and kept rowing, but I did come across an island, but upon investigation found out that it wasn't the correct island we were looking for. On day 43 I kept rowing, and then eventually after I think another day and night, on day 44 I discovered the island that was holding the stronghold. I spent the rest of day 44 digging for a cave that would lead down to the stronghold, and it turns out I did find one. However, the problem was, it wasn't the stronghold, it was where it was positioned. The stronghold was in a ravine, probably the most dangerous place to be if you're a hardcore player. From advice that I've learned from other hardcore players, you are meant to avoid ravines, but the stronghold forced my hand. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, it took me about 5 to 6 days just to find the portal room. That's how hard it was. I'm not joking, it did legit take me that long to find it. On the plus side, I did dig into a library, and there was 2 in the fortress, so I started gathering some books. And also, during my investigations, I actually ran into a zombie wearing 3 pieces of diamond armor, which was pretty neat.
That is almost a full diamond zombie. That's... Oh, and it dropped its boots as well. Hold on. And they're gone. Fuck. Okay, well.
Suddenly, as the sun rises on day 51, I find the portal room.
Oh my god, we finally found it. I don't even know if we even have it. It's a full empty portal. Of course it goddamn is.
So I marked its coordinates using F3 and saved them, and then started making my way up to a position where I can make a pillar. I made a couple of pillars and started backtracking, as the area I dug straight up from was completely familiar to me, so I managed to find my way back without too much problem.
Alright. Ooh, ow. Know how many Minecraft days I spent. Well, I know for a fact that that is definitely going to advance along the challenge quite a bit in the video. I did nothing but strip mine as I spun.
Not gonna lie, I'm so glad when I was streaming this I made the decision to make these pillars. They made it so much easier to navigate back to my home. And then I went home just as it was starting to get dark and brought day 51 to a close.
There we go.
Day 52 was the beginning of the preparation phase for the end of a dragon fight, so I chopped down some trees to get some more planks, which I then used with the books to create more bookshelves to enchant and level up my enchanting table. That can help it. There we go. Look at that, piercing level 4. In which I then gave Aqua Infinity to my diamond helmet, which I knew was going to be something important. And then at the sunset of day 52 I went into the nether to look for some netherite. So I started mining down, and I initially thought it wouldn't be hard, but then I realized I had a diamond pickaxe that had efficiency 2, and this is how it went. It took me quite a few days down in the nether, but I managed to find some netherite, and I managed to find at least 3 stacks of it. We have our first netherite. Yeah, this mining continued into day 54 and day 55. I like making sure my netherite is safe to get. Oh, we got 3! It was day 56, so I gathered the last of the netherite. I even made sure to grab some gold so I can make some gold ingots when I got back. And then I returned. When I returned, I immediately got to work making the netherite ingots, and then I made a stone cutter, and then got to work extending the house. Placing down a bunch of bricks, making a smithing room where the smithing table was going to be placed. I used the stone cutter to make it look fancy. I then placed down the smithing table and upgraded my helmet, chest piece, and diamond pickaxe. I was ready, but I still had a ways to go. Perfect. I gave the netherite pickaxe efficiency 3, used the anvil to upgrade my bow and sword, and then I went to sleep. Day 57, a rather exciting day. I find 2 shipwrecks which led to 2 buried treasure, which I did locate.
There we go.
And also along the way, after setting up some more beacons, I found a village, which I was then going to turn into my forward operating base for the fight. There we go, we found a village. Nice. Constantly try to get these guys. What do you got? Iron sword with knockback. I borrowed one of the villagers' beds and went to sleep. I'm gonna grab some of these sweet berries and make my own little bush area. I spent the rest of day 58 making my way back to the base, making a lectern and adding some lights to my smithing room. And then I went to sleep as it was sunset by the time I finished that. Day 59 I went back to the Nether to look for some more ender pearls from the piglins. Hey, piglin. I looked all about the usual places where they would spawn, but I couldn't find any, so I gathered some more gold to make some more ingots. Get out of here, Ghast. I found an enderman and got an extra pearl off of him, and then finally found a piglin at the end of day 59. I spent all of day 60 just waiting for the trades to finish, and then ended up with 5 ender pearls, which was what I needed to finally open the portal. So I left the Nether with the ender pearls, and when I came back it was sunset or nighttime on day 60, so I just went to sleep. Day 61, a very important day. I made a fletching table, brewed some extra potions, and took the fletching table to the village. At the village, I turned one of the villagers into a fletcher and bought 2 full stacks of arrows from it. And I was ready to go. Full stack of arrows. I tried my luck at rolling mending on the villager while I was there, but didn't get any luck. So I just immediately went to the stronghold. By the time I arrived at the stronghold's island, it was night, meaning that by the time I started the fight, it was gonna be day 62. At the beginning of day 62, I just gathered some bricks, as I didn't know if I was gonna get the platform that spawned above the void. So I spent the early starting minutes of day 62 gathering a full stack, and then I went in. Let's see if I suck. I just dug my way out of a hole, but I seemed to have luck on my side as I landed some nice shots on the towers from my first shot. 1, 2, gotta be careful. There's the portal, and 3, 4, holy shit, okay. I'm just gonna run around for a bit, avoid its breath. At least I've got it now. The other towers took a few more shots to get, but I finally managed to destroy it. Okay, we got it. I'm good. The dragon was being very passive. Where is it? It was very restrictive in coming down, and when it did come down, I jumped into action. I've still got like about 2 stacks. Oh, it's coming down. Water ready. I just want to bring one thing to attention. As I'm slaying the dragon, I'm trying to make myself ready for when I get launched in the air by its wings. Okay, not too bad. I'll just throw down the splash potion of regen. The passiveness of the dragon made the fight last into day 63, but eventually, after a while of it being very passive, it decided to come down again. Okay, and this time I struck with this potion of strength. Okay, we are pretty much good to go. I just need... And... Oh, I missed. And... I missed! And victory! Yay! We did it! I defeated the Ender Dragon solo! Just like that, the Ender Dragon was slain by a person who had never played hardcore before on their first try. I gathered up the spoils and gained about 50 levels. Oh my god, all the levels. I climbed up to the end portal, to the end highlands, and I went in. Still a bit to go. And go in. It didn't take long in the day 64 to find an end city. Oh, and there's a city right there. Perfect. Went inside, climbed to the top, and grabbed the loot, all while being trolled by shulkers. At the end of the game. Eat every so often, so I regen my health. Come on, there we go, perfect. Ooh, there we go. The loot I found at the top made it worth it though. I then killed the shulkers and collected their box hulls to make future shulker boxes. Sadly though, there was no ship, which meant there was no elytra, the main prize I was looking for, so I just kept looking. I spent an entire 6 days in the end. Day 65 to 70 was pretty much this. I spent most of the time and the rest of the stream pretty much looking for an elytra, but I couldn't find any. I found 2 more end cities, but I could not find a ship attached to them. So unfortunately, after spending almost 5 days looking for an elytra, I decided to tactically withdraw and store all the loot I had supplied and get the shulker boxes made for future endeavors. But before that, I made sure to get and pick up the dragon egg for the trophy. There we go. Next generation, and boom! Oh my god, that isn't 100 days. I don't even know if it's 100 days. Probably not. But oh my god. Just to get to this point alone is a lot of work. And that is not an understatement. I'm spending a lot of time streaming this to try and get this done. So if you do appreciate the time that I put into making this video, please do subscribe. It really will help me grow. After exiting the credits, I was back at the village because that's where my spawn was. And it was night, so I just went to sleep, ending day 70. Day 71, I realized I had Frostwalker, so I just took off my boots and swam all the way home. All I can say right now is it is good to be back at my house. So I went up my water lift and stored the dragon egg and other loot that I acquired from the end in the chest room. I then made some of those sweet shulker boxes. Well, not actually 15 because... Beautiful. For the rest of day 71, I just gathered some farms and replanted everything. Day 72, I went to the spruce island I found before and just started gathering spruce wood. I was going to start doing some proper supports for my housing. I stayed there all day and made my way back and slept again. Day 73, I planted some spruce seeds and began working on the supports for the housing platform to make it look more stable. I finished 2 sides and then went back and made some more shulker boxes. Sleeping. And then I went to sleep. I also had a big brain. I should bring one of these shulker boxes to the spruce island and just grab all the spruce I can and put them in here. So I did just that. I went to the spruce island and just started gathering a bunch of wood and sticking it in the shulker box. Oh hey, how you doing up? You okay? You just in... Is Enderman okay? Once again, I spent all of day 74 gathering this wood, so I made my way back once the sunset. I'm just gonna breeze through the rest of the days for this part, where day 75 I just gathered some more wood and then spent the rest of the day just making proper supports for the rest of the platforms. I spent day 75 probably to day 80 just doing this, so I'll put together just a compilation of some highlights from those days. Day 76, more spruce wood collecting, and this time when I was finishing off the platforms supports for the house, I had the idea of doing a multi-layered farm on the same platforms, so I started working on those immediately. That is the thing ooh, this is a little bit risky. Let me get the dirt. Oh, you know what I can easily have done, Mick? Could have done this, and would have added some more legit looking weight to the platforms. But yeah, this adds some extra weight, but this can also be... I don't really feel... it's gotten slightly deeper, but it hasn't really changed much. Ooh, gotta be careful. You know what? This will be my platform. I got to work on the middle platform and the base for where the dirt will sit upon, where I would start the crops. And once I got a good amount of progress with the dirt, I immediately went back and went to sleep. The first sleep. Day 77, just spruced up and started hoeing down the farm and got more water. Into the water! And here. That way you... But yeah, I like how this is actually coming along. I actually really like how that looks. I then gathered some more birch woods to make a second platform underneath that would be for the potatoes. And then I harvested all of my crops and got some seeds to place in the new farm. I was going to fill up the new farm first before I finished dismantling the old farm. Much more organized. This looks very clean, and I really like how clean this looks. I extended the bridge to make it even wider, and then I went to sleep. Day 78, I finished the bridge and extended the platform's bridge out to make room for fence. I set up the fence and finished off the platform connected to the farm. I then decided to make another platform below for my potato farm, so I started making my way down using a pillar that I thought I would put a tree on as an actual platform, and then I lined it up with the platform above and got to work. This took the rest of day 78 to do, but not before finishing up getting the fence around the first farm's platform. I started work on the outer rim and then started my work around the main platform. This was what I meant when I spent the rest of day 78 working into this. I got the main platform finished and the main outer rim complete as well. I believe I got it filled with dirt just as the sun started setting. Day 79, you guessed it, back to more spruce collecting for more platform building. With all the spruce, I made a couple more fences and I decided to fence up the bottom platform for the potato farm, or the upcoming potato farm in the future, and just decided to move on to the next project. But not after lining up the water holes I've got in the farm above with the farm below, so I got it dug out and I dived into the water to get some more buckets of water. I had a quick sleep before doing that though, bringing us on to day 80. I swan dived into the water, got the 2 buckets filled, and then immediately returned up and filled the 2 holes in the bottom platform, and then immediately began hoeing the soil around it, preparing it for the potatoes. I planted 3 of the potatoes by the first hole and planted another 3 by the other 3 holes, and then I returned to hoeing the rest of the ground. Essentially what I can do right now is I can just get rid of the farm over here, and then I can make a barn house for the cows now at this area. So that's what I did. I went over and removed the water source and began cleaning up the farm from my old farm to make way for the barn. Shoveling down and lining out and flattening the ground took the rest of day 80 with a few breaks in between. I made some slabs and began work laying out the floor before the end of day 80. I'm also haven't used slabs in a while. Oh hey, how are you doing? I finished off the wall frame around the house towards the end, and I added some more floor planks. Day 82, I kept working on the outer frame, getting the second level completed. I kept working throughout most of day 82, making sure that it was upright. And by midday, I'd say I got it finished. I cleaned out the majority of the dirt that was inside the barn and started setting up the fences ready for the animal. I did some quick chest sorting and then spent the rest of day 82 getting one of the platforms finished on the Nether Portals platform, getting the supports done. Day 83 starts off with more log cutting. After gathering the logs, I put down some of the logs at the doorframe of the barn to give it a nice look, and then when I turned around, I was visited by some surprise guests I haven't seen in a long while.
Oh! Hello everyone! What in the fuck are you guys doing here? They're just standing there menacingly. Why are the pillagers here? What are they doing here? They're clearly locked onto me, cause like look, they're following me.
I quickly dispatched them with my bow. They weren't really doing much damage.
They're not even doing anything.
After defeating them, I took a second banner and put it down and decorating the house even more. Towards the end of day 83, I got the fence gates up. Now my barn was starting to take shape.
There we go.
I spent the majority of day 84, the first half or so, getting a platform made underneath the Nether portal and finishing the supports, at least for now. I spent the rest of day 84 and 85 finishing up and topping up the barn, making it ready for a roof. I spent the beginning of day 86 finishing and filling up the potato farm using bone meal. After that, I worked on the outer wall for the roof of the barn. And I got the start of the roof done just as the sun set in day 86. On my way back, I found a zombie villager and lured it into the tunnel and decided to secure it for a mending book farm. The next day, I made a boat and got the villager secured in it. I then made a lectern in preparation and then dug out an area. I placed a trapdoor so it would escape, grabbed a brown mushroom and looked about for a spider. I found a spider and killed it. I then turned it into a fermented spider eye and then started making a potion of weakness, making sure to add gunpowder to turn it into splash potions. I made a golden apple and rode it into the new home, and then I went to sleep. The next morning I dropped the potion of weakness and then gave him the golden apple. And then started looking for a bed. During the search for wool, I got the zombie doctor achievement, meaning I need to get a bed quite soon. But luckily I found some sheep after going on an exploration swim. I returned home and I was about to place the bed down, but yeah, something special happened.
Bring it.
Oh shit!
There you go. Oh shit, we got a raid!
The enemies were either bugged out or didn't spawn because they didn't attack me at all during the whole raid. And this raid lasted for multiple days and nights. At the start of day 89, I built a platform out to another set of support beams under the Nether portal. And I worked on that for a few moments of day 89, and then towards the end I grabbed and finished the roof of the barn. I also got all the glass windows set up, so I was quite happy with how the barn looked after that. I also spruced up the upper floor to make it look like it was more supported. I spent the rest of day 89 and partway into the night finishing off the platform, and by the midnight it was about 95% finished. So then I probably went to sleep.
Oh, the raid stopped. The raid finally stopped. I guess the raid did finish. I can't sleep. Oh, it lets me sleep now.
For day 90, most of the time, every so often I would come back and check the role on the librarian. I worked on more of the platform under the Nether portal. Before I went to bed though, I did one last check on the villager, see what he rolled, but he hadn't rolled mending, so I just reset him. Day 91, I finally got the cows that were stuck up on the mountain and brought them down to the farm and begun. I also had to clear out an infestation that was lurking around inside.
Probably a spider or two inside this barn. Okay, looks like some spots aren't lit up. Whoa, hey, cows. Get inside.
I cleared out the top floor's infestation and then got the last cow inside and then bred them together, and the farm had begun.
There you go.
And then I went back to working on the platform again till next morning. Day 92, repaired the bow and did more work on the platform. Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing this platform. I finally got the fence up, and then I grabbed the soul sand and nether warts and began moving them to the inner platform. I then went to the nether and got some more soul sand and then placed it the next day. I finished logging up the inner side of the soul sand, and then I took the berry bushes and began planting them around the exterior. As the sun set, I planted the nether warts, extended the berry bushes around the edge, and then extended the platform to the side, and then I went to sleep. Day 94, grabbed some wheat, made some cows breed, and then picked carefully and planted some more of the berries, and then checked once again for the villager trade, see if I got mending, which unfortunately I did not. I spent the rest of day 94 mining down the wood and spruce trees, and then the next day I immediately started work adding supports to the exterior corners of the platform under the portal. This lasted all of day 95, and I went to sleep immediately afterwards. Day 96, I went into the nether to kill some wither skeletons and get some more blaze rods for future potion making. When I got back it was sunset, so I immediately went to sleep. Day 97, I went out on a row and I came across some more underwater ruins. I got a enchanted fishing rod from it, and then I spent some of the fishing before I started having the idea of making a second house and a new village in the mountains all by myself as one of my projects. So I got to work on the platform as the sun went down. I spent the starting of day 98 doing some blast mining for some more netherite, but I didn't come up with anything, only one scrap, so I returned to working on the new house. I got the platform supports up and done, and then I moved on to building the frame of the house using a 5x5 grid, making sure that it was at least going to be a 2-story, and I was quite proud of how it was going to turn out. Day 99 was a day of pure focus. I started by making the cabin look nice using bricks on the bottom and for the back walls. I used logs to help hold up the second floor that would be made out of slabs. And all in all, I spent all of day 99's morning and night working on it. And in the morning of day 100, which is actually day 89 in the game, which I found out when I used the F3 checker, I put on the glass to finish off the second house, and that is the end of the 100 days, or the 89 days according to the game. But I'm gonna take the game's word over my own, because I definitely feel like I felt faster when I was in the nether. But on that note, I'm going to thank you for tuning in to see this video. It's my first time putting actual, real effort into a project that is this large, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and a subscribe if you did enjoy it, and give me a comment for ideas that you would like me to do next. See what could happen. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.